hate what is evil and cleave to what is good. Why are most today comfortable with indifference, by which evil is no big deal, nor is good anything to really fight for or cleave to? It is an easy way to avoid all arguments. We all get along with one another. We do not see God in the offense and the grief that the sins of the world cause him, and the consequences for them both in time and eternity. It is a lack of faith. We can often see the physical consequences in natural disasters and things, and too often we dismiss that as a consequence of sin. It's too easy to dismiss evil. We'll think because we cannot see it, God must not mind so much. He understands. Don't be serious. Yes, here we find an extreme that does not seem an extreme at all. Relax. We must not always be on edge, but balance means that we must take some things seriously. Our faith, morals, first and foremost. Indeed, there is a time to relax and have fun, but there are times to be serious. Since our world is so fast-paced, this is an easy sell for the devil. In fact, he does all he can to make our pace frantic. So all we want to do is relax and not take our faith, morals, or God seriously. We don't have the strength or the energy to do so. What do we take seriously? Hobbies? Fun? Work? What happens if you don't take your job serious? Gee, boss, I know work has to get done, but I didn't think you would want me to take it too seriously. You might not have a job, right? Or sports, the coach. I know you said we have to give it everything at every practice, every time, every game, if we really want to win. But I just want to relax and take it easy. Are you going to win? The battle for salvation? Well, is God and faith where it should be? Ruling our daily lives. Let us thank God if it is so and pray to persevere in that. But if not, let us not be discouraged, but rather honest and earnestly seek a remedy from the dissipation and tepidity that saturates our world. Through fervor, let us seek this remedy. Then when we have a burning desire to please God, and it becomes easier to live our faith. So how can we get this? Well, let's think about it. Whenever we want to get a child, say, to do something difficult, we have to give them an incentive. If we want to plant a plant to grow in a hostile environment, we must be careful to nourish and guard it. Our faith is indeed delicate. The world that surrounds us is indeed hostile to the faith and living that faith. We struggle along a difficult and narrow path, but do we nourish our souls and holy desires as we need to? We have to pray, to read, understand devotion to the Sacred Heart, the Holy Eucharist, using our Blessed Mother to teach, guide, and nourish our desires. Nothing can replace daily meditation, rosary, interior life, required to learn, then love, then live our faith and our interior life, so necessary to support it. And it's interesting, the world, there's a common saying out there, to live, love, and laugh. Can we see here an inverse to the truth? What is the difference between this, to learn to love and then to live, or to live, love, and laugh? We see here, to live, love, and laugh is to live a natural life. But if we're going to live a supernatural life, a life of grace, we first have to learn. We are different than animals. Animals cannot learn, they operate off instinct. Or they cannot think, they can learn. But we have to learn first, and then we begin to love God, and then we can live a life, live our faith based on that. So let's keep these priorities in order. Do we understand the difference between superficial and true joy? Often those striving for holiness are seen as the killjoy, when in fact, they seek to discover and nourish the true joy of loving and serving God and the knowledge this requires. The only joy they seek to kill is that which can kill the soul when it's love for God at the incentive, at the root. Let us be students of the ways of God, not nature. Our entertainment must be pleasing to God if it is to renew both body and soul as God intends. Yes, proper recreation relieves stress and helps the mind, body, and soul. This is God's plan, as opposed to the devil, who by different ways, through the entertainment industry primarily, seeks to weaken or destroy mind, body, and soul. Which of these two do we allow in our lives? We must always keep in mind God sees the heart. People too often go by appearances, but remember, with God, lip service will not do. Let us not be found among those whom our Lord says, these people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Let us be found to take devotion to our Blessed Mother as serious as our fun. And what is the test? How do we react under pressure? This is the true measure of our spiritual depth and strength. And how do we prepare? Persevere in our efforts, understanding what is my particular besetting sin, and how do I practice the opposite virtue. Pray and study it to be strong enough to practice it. Be ready. Don't be caught off guard at our weak point. A hint for a good place to start is in the epistle. Bless them that persecute you. Wow. Here we have, perhaps, in these few words, enough work for an entire lifetime. This is no less than the total conquering of the enemy within each one of us. We all have our challenges, but let us not cower from them. Let us not meet them alone, but let us look to the gospel today. What do we see there? The power of our Blessed Mother. Her humble request cannot be refused, even by God himself. And will we dare to refuse her the devotion and love she has earned at such a great price? But is this the only lesson? Today is a bit of entertainment for our Lord, a feast he attends. He wishes to teach us to keep our Blessed Mother close by, especially in our entertainment. Her watchful motherly eye is necessary to guard, guide, and protect us. So let us never neglect her, neglect our own souls. Jesus, meek and humble of heart,